Hi everyone, I am AboPP, probably the only and consequently best Indian Nuzlocker on YouTube. In this video, I will be doing a hardcore Nuzlocke of Pokemon FireRed with water types only, which is part of my series of doing a hardcore monotype Nuzlocke of the game with each type. I've already done this with poison and flying types only, and those videos are already on my channel and are linked in the description below. Both of those challenges were quite easy, but a primary reason for that was the use of EVs. From now on, I will only be using EVs when absolutely necessary, which should make these challenges more fun and difficult. But I'm not fussed, and surely this shouldn't take more than 1 or 2 attempts with the great variety of strong water types available in this gen. As a reminder, in a Nuzlocke, if a Pokemon faints, it's gone forever. Additionally, my rules for a hardcore Nuzlocke are on screen now. My journey starts with choosing my starter, a Squirtle named Still. Brock is easy as you'd expect and will be for any future attempts, so I won't be covering battles with him going forward. My second team member is a Magikarp named Sparkling. After my escapades in Mount Moon, Still, who is now a Wartortle, is able to learn both Mega Punch and Mega Kick, which will be useful for Misty. Sparkling also evolves into a Gyarados. For Misty, I lead with Still, who does more than half with Mega Kick on a Staryu as they confuse Still with the Water Pulse in return, which causes him to hit himself in confusion. He hits through confusion the second time around though, and a Mega Punch is enough to knock out Staryu. Starmie is next, and usually the scarier of Misty's starry wonders. I switch to Sparkling, who uses a critical hit bite for great damage on Starmie, but that causes Misty to heal. A crit Swift puts Sparkling at low HP as 2 bites bring Starmie down to the red again. I risk a second crit and it pays off as a final bite wins me the second gym badge. You'll notice that both of my Pokemon were at level 20 despite the cap being 21. The reason for not being at the level cap is that there's several mandatory trainer fights between the second and third gyms, including all of Nugget Bridge and 2 rival fights, and I don't get any new encounters to split the XP in between either, which is why I need to ensure that neither Still nor Sparkling reach level 25 before the battle against Surge. The first of the rival fights is up next. A Mega Kick and Water Gun combo can take out Pidgeotto as he just gets off a sand attack in return. Bulbasaur comes in, so I switch to Sparkling on a Poison Powder, which in hindsight was the best case scenario. A Bite does little damage as Sparkling gets Leech Seeded, so I switch back to Still on a Vine Whip. A Mega Kick does a lot as he's put to sleep. I switch back to Sparkling on a Vine Whip, but a Tackle can take Bulbasaur out. Still can be switched back in on the Abra and wake up as he keeps failing to teleport. A Mega Punch takes him and the Rattata out for an easier than expected fight. The second rival fight though is much more challenging. I lead with Sparkling, who can defeat his lead Pidgeotto while only losing 6 HP. Raticate is next, so I switch to Still to offset the sand attack accuracy drop, then back to Sparkling on a Tail Whip. A couple of Water Pulses take him out, but Sparkling is at -2 defense now. The Kadabra can be taken out with 2 tackles, but Sparkling takes some chip damage from confusion in return. A tackle on Ivysaur does little, but he puts Sparkling to sleep. I switch to Still, who takes a lot from Vine Whip. Mega Kick misses, and Ivysaur puts Still to sleep as well, which essentially ends the battle. I switch back to Sparkling, who gets hit with 2 critical hit Vine Whips in a row, then a Leech Seed after doing decent damage with Tackle. This means that Ivysaur can heal back most of the damage dealt from Tackle or Bite, and both Still and Sparkling fall as attempt 1 ends. Well, that did not end where I expected it to, but if I can equip the one available Gesto Berry before the rival fight, I should be fine. Attempt 2 time. Brock can now be beaten even with a level 10 Squirtle, and for Misty, I am able to win with just a level 19 Wartortle, whom I forgot to nickname, due to a lucky bite crit on Starmie. The first rival fight is up next, and I miss Mega Punch once, then Pidgeotto hits a sand attack which causes Water Gun to miss twice. By the time he faints, Wartortle has taken almost half its health and damage. Bulbasaur then uses Leech Seed on Sparkling, a male this time, and then puts him to sleep. I switch back to Wartortle, who is knocked out with a critical hit Vine Whip. Sparkling can barely take out the Bulbasaur, but was Leech Seeded, so Abra comes in as I wipe again. Never thought the rival battle could be this tough. Attempt 3 goes pretty much the same up until Misty. This time though, I've trained Wartortle on some wild Mankey and Ekans, which gives him attack EVs, which allows him to 2-shot the rivals Pidgeotto and Bulbasaur. For the SS and rival fight, I lead with Gyarados, whom I also forgot to nickname for this attempt, to take out the Pidgeotto, but in between, I switch to Wartortle and back to offset an accuracy drop. However, what I didn't realize was that Wartortle would level up to level 25 due to this, and I can't beat Surge without him, so have to reset despite barely winning the rival fight. On to attempt 4, and I wiped to youngster Ethan after running into him with my Squirtle at only 10 HP. For attempt 5, I change up the nickname theme a bit and call Squirtle Coca-Cola and Magikarp Gatorade, though I misspell it. Gatorade solos the entire SSN rival fight just because for some reason he didn't use either Leech Seed or Sleep Powder. Regardless, it's time for Surge, and I've taught Coca-Cola Dig for this fight, which one-shots the Voltorb and Pikachu, though the latter static activates, which causes a paralysis. I'm prepared for this eventuality, and a Cherry Berry heals him. Raichu comes in, and I'm faster due to speed EVs from training on Rattata and Pidgey, so can dig before he attacks, but he uses Double Team instead, which causes Dig to miss, as Thunder Wave paralyzes Wartortle. Raichu eventually sets up to +6 evasiveness as I keep missing or get fully paralyzed. Cola eventually falls and Gatorade can't 1v1 the Raichu, so I've lost attempt 5 as well. For attempt 6, I've named Gatorade correctly this time. I've edged Wartortle as close to level 25 as possible. However, both his attack and speed IVs are lower this time around, so he moves second and doesn't one-shot the Voltorb. A Shockwave does decent damage as the Voltorb falls. Pikachu falls to 1 dig, but Static obviously procs, which wastes the Cherry Berry. Raichu sets up 2 double teams, but thankfully Dig connects. However, Static procs again. A Shockwave does a lot of damage, and then Wartortle stays fully paralyzed. I would prefer Wartortle to make it out of this alive, as I still need some XP management before Erika. So, instead of letting Wartortle faint, I switch to Gatorade on a Shockwave, which almost one-shots. I use Water Pulse and Gatorade misses and faints to another Shockwave, which means I've lost attempt 6 as well. Well, and I cannot believe I'm saying this, on to attempt 7 I guess. This time around, I call Squirtle 1, and then I wipe to Bug Catcher Colton. Attempt 8 time, and I call Magikarp Wake. I make it back to Surge with no real issues, and at this stage, had actually decided to pause the attempts if I didn't manage to beat him. 1 speed and attack are decent, so he can outspeed in one shot both Voltorb and Pikachu, and he doesn't get paralyzed through static either. Raichu is still faster, but 1 hits Dig for massive damage. Static procs and uses up the Cherry Berry as Surge heals, so Water Gun does a bit. A Shockwave does more than half, but I had to risk the crit there. 1 thankfully hits the Dig, which takes down the Raichu, and I've finally beaten Surge for my furthest attempt of the run. If everything goes well, and I don't mess up horribly, it should be smooth sailing from here though. I should mention that because I was already at attempt 8, I had reached a stage where I just wanted the run to be done, so I didn't focus as much on the badges or the team on the overlay, so I ask you to please forgive any errors or delays with badges or team members appearing. You'll often see an Audition Spearow as well, which are useful for cut and fly respectively. I finally get my third encounter, an Eevee from Celadon City, and call her Nessa, and she has a special attack boosting nature. I then use a Water Stone to evolve her into Vaporeon. Stop! Do not write whatever you were going to write in the comments. I also get the Ice Beam TM for Erika, and speaking of which, it's time to face her, and Vaporeon one-shots her Victory Bell, Tangela, and Vileplume for the easiest victory imaginable. I knew this wouldn't be the roadblock that Surge was, but certainly did not expect it to be this easy. The first Giovanni fight and Pokemon Tower rival fight are easy. The encounters open up now, and I catch a Goldeen called Misty, a Poliwag named Iris, a Horsey, which I forgot to nickname, a Krabby called Blue, and a Psyduck called Brock. And I'm ready to face Koga. Muck is the only real issue here and misses Toxic, so Nessa sweeps through her second gym in a row. It's time for the Silph rival fight, but Wake can sweep through his entire team as Alakazam and Venusaur wasted their time with Reflect and Sweet Scent respectively. I obtain a Lapras called Lorelei, and to be honest, even I don't know what the nickname theme was at this point. Anyway, the Giovanni fight is easy again, so I'll move on to my next encounter, a Tentacool called Sabrina, which is caught using a Master Ball because I forgot about Seal. Speaking of which, it's time for Sabrina. Nessa can take out her first 3 Pokemon with these. Alakazam comes in and...
Alright, let's hope we don't get confused, right? Because this could be a problem considering they're using... We'll go for Bite. How much does this do? Crit might kill. I said it and it happened. This is a problem, but Gyarados should be fine here. We don't have... Ooh. We don't have strength. And it's faster. What the fuck?
Wow. I'm so glad that most of the challenging battles are already done and do think that I can still easily scrape together a decent team for the Elite Four, for whom I wasn't going to take Wake anyway to make the challenge tougher. Sabrina evolves into Tentacruel and I can revive the Helix fossil into an Omanite named Clay. I finally remember that Seal exists, so I catch one and call her Candace. Iris can now sweep through Blaine and Giovanni and I'm easing past the entire second half of this challenge. Truly no trainer can stop me from winning this run now.
Money? Oh no. Oh no. This might be a problem. Blue to take the future sight attack. Yeah, that's GG.
I'm genuinely one of the dumbest fucking Nuzlockers on YouTube. I've played Pokemon FireRed from start to finish at least 50 times in my life, and somehow I forgot about how far I can go before the rival fight starts. I had my weakest team possible because I didn't want to lose any of the stronger mons to Giovanni right before the Elite Four, and my overconfidence and aloofness caused this. I started this stream on Twitch from Blaine onwards, so I was hoping for a quick one, but was now staring down the barrel of an entire run from start to finish instead. So, should I really go all the way back to the start, defeat Brock for the 9th time, try my luck against Surge for the 4th time, do the second half all over again, just to get the chance to say that I've beaten Pokemon FireRed with a self-imposed rule set using aquatic Pokemon only? You're goddamn right I should, and I will. I'm going to ensure that attempt 9 is my best Nuzlocke attempt yet. I will not falter at a single step, and the Nuzlocking gods will bow down to acknowledge my undeniable great... 10 is a better number than 9 anyway. As you've seen, I'm quite lazy with the names and just go with letters that aren't in the Pokemon's names when I obtain them. Squirtle is called A and Magikarp is called Q. For Surge, Wartortle can take out Voltorb and Pikachu again, but the Cherry Berry is used up. I decide to go for Mega Punch, which can two-shot the Raichu, and probably could for all previous attempts, but there's no point worrying about that now. Erika is a bit tougher this time around.
Same plan as last time. Yeah, it's neutral to grass. So okay, so the minus special attack nature hurts us here. I'm gonna quick attack. Oh, of course. Okay. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. I think we do need to risk the crit, right? I mean, we don't need to, but I have an intuition that I won't be punished. Don't crit, don't crit, don't crit. It didn't crit. Please hit, please hit. It hit, and it got the one shot. It got the high roll. Citrus Berry takes us potentially, actually. It's gonna use Ingrain. Oh, it used Giga Drain. It didn't crit. Never punished, never punished. Oh, so good. Okay, it's gonna use Giga Drain, but that's fine. 20. We can Dragon Rage 3 times. We might be able to Dragon Rage. Yeah, we'll need to Dragon Rage 3 times. Paralysis is not the worst. Perfect. GG. Never punished. Easy. Alright, this seems to be the run. RNG is on our side this time. We're not getting punished through paralysis.
Well, never punished, I guess. For Sabrina, I continue playing aggressively, and she doesn't get a crit with Psychic or Future Sight, so why the Vaporeon can sweep through her entire team while almost fainting. The rest of the gyms were easy, so I'm back to where I was 3 hours ago on the same stream, about to face the rival fight before Victory Road, but this time I'm prepared to exact revenge. S the Omastar leads to take out the Pidgeot, G the Tentacruel deals with Venusaur, Vaporeon can take out his Alakazam, Blastoise one-shots the Growlithe and Rhyhorn and slowly whittles down his Gyarados to help me achieve my furthest attempt. I then proceed to go through the entire Victory Road in 4 minutes with Speed Up, which I thought was quite impressive. Time for the Elite Four, and here's my team. K the Poliwrath, Y the Vaporeon, G the Tentacruel, T the Lapras, S the Omastar and A the Blastoise. What wonderful names. Something is up with my recording and the layover during these fights, so apologies for the glitches in advance. Lorelei is up first and leads with Dewgong. Poliwrath can take her out with a couple of Brick Breaks. Omastar can then Toxic Stall her Slowbro but falls asleep as she faints. Tentacruel can take out the Cloyster with Giga Drain after she was toxicked by Omastar. Jinx is one-shot with Earthquake from Blastoise, and Poliwrath can come back in to defeat the Lapras with Brick Breaks as the first Elite Four member is comprehensively beaten. Bruno is next, but Blastoise leads to take out his Onix and the Hitmon brothers. Tentacruel can take out Machamp and Vaporeon can take out his second Onix. Easy. Agatha time, and Vaporeon can take out the Gengar but takes a lot of damage in return. Lapras can come in to one-shot the Golbat. Blastoise can then defeat Arbok with Earthquake and her second Gengar with 2 Surfs, and Tentacruel can finish off her Haunter. For Lance, Omastar leads to Toxic Stall the Gyarados along with Lapras, who for some reason I used Perish Song with. This obviously causes Lance to switch out Gyarados when the Perish count is at 1, but right after using a full restore. The incoming Dragonair falls to an Ice Beam and Gyarados is Toxic Stalled again and falls with Omastar on low health. Vaporeon can come in and one-shot the second Dragonair, the Dragonite and the Aerodactyl and have beaten the Elite Four. Time for the champion fight and Omastar can once again lead to take out the Pidgeot. Rhydon is then one-shot with Surf. Tentacruel can two-shot the Venusaur with Ice Beams. Vaporeon can take out the Alakazam again, but I did cut it close by risking him to a Psychic crit. Gyarados locks himself into trash on my Omastar, so can once again be taken out with a combination of Toxic and Ice Beam. Arcanine is last, so I send in my starter, A the Blastoise. The rival, who has gone through a journey of several names before ending up at green, uses 3 full restores to delay the inevitable, but eventually relents as I click on Surf one final time to take out the Arcanine, defeat Champion Green, and finally, I have beaten Pokemon FireRed while doing a hardcore Nuzlocke with water types only. Well, that was exhausting. The first 7 attempts genuinely felt like one roadblock after another was being thrown my way and I stumbled onto attempt 8, which of course ended not because of bad luck but my own stupidity. Regardless, everything went well in attempt 10 as the Nuzlocking gods blessed me with good RNG and my aggressive plays were not punished. What I am proud of is the fact that the entirety of the final attempt was done in one stream over 3.5 hours. I'm not sure where I found the capacity or will to do that after how attempt 8 went down, but I'm glad I did. If you've enjoyed the video, I would really appreciate it if you could like and hit the subscribe button. If you disagreed with any plays or feel that naming Pokemon's singular letters is too lazy, let me know in the comments. I'd also recommend that you check out the other Nuzlockes on my channel already for Pokemon Inclement Emerald and Renegade Platinum and the other 2 FireRed monologues. Thanks for watching, see ya!